Welcome back to Scotty's Hobbies. It's been a minute since I've done the emissions deregulations updates, but has anything changed? I'm going to go over something in this video. HR 4117 is potentially going through Congress right now, and as you guys know, Congress is in a standstill with this budget or this spending bill. Is it because they can't figure out how to add HR 4117 to this spending package? Well, I'm going to go over that in this video. Before we go too far, please hit that like button, subscribe, check out the video library for a ton of automotive helpful DIY videos, and I am doing another giveaway. A giveaway for what, Scotty B? Last time the giveaway was for a Blue Driver OBD2 scan tool, and there's no purchase necessary when I give stuff away. I just give it away. So the last one was the Blue Driver OBD2 scan tool. This time is the Gulu A3 jump box compressor combo right here. Look for a link in the description below to purchase one of these for $55.99 if you want one before the giveaway ends. And there's going to be a link in the description and the first comment for you to go over, and all you got to do is comment on that video to get entered to win this. That's all you got to do. Just comment. Super easy. All right. HR 4117. As we said already, the Congress is in a standstill. The federal government is shut down. Congress cannot figure out how they're going to get, well, the Republicans want HR 4117 in the spending bill, and the Democrats are like, no, we do not want that in there. It's too much rollbacks. We need to keep the people held down and make sure that these emissions regulations stay in place. And they just can't come to an agreement on it all. And I would really like some emissions deregulations. Don't get me wrong. I am way more in favor of providing you guys factual information that everything becomes true. If you look at any of my videos, everything I've said has come to fruition and has actually ended up being true. Unlike that guy in Nevada, which is really irritating, where big beautiful bill is going to stop smog. The Stop Carb Act is going to stop smog. It's going to be added. The CRAs are going to end smog. No more smog in California. Yeah. No, it doesn't work like that, bro. We still have smog. And HR 4117, I'm sorry to break it to you guys, is not going to be added to this spending package. I'll put 1,000 roses on this one again, just like I said on the, the rescinding of the endangerment findings the EPA is doing, how I said I'll put 1,000 roses on. That's not going to stop smog emissions or smog inspections or emission standards. I'll do the same thing on this, just to prove to you guys that my information is factual. I'll put 1,000 roses on. HR 4117 is not going to be added to the spending package. Now, Congress, of course, is reviewing it. HR 4117, if it gets passed, is going to end all smog regulations, emissions regulations on the federal level and the state level. So for California, which will also include removing the standards for fuel and the standards for the gas mileage standards. Everything will be taken out. It'll be pretty much a free-for-all, which would be pretty cool, but you know what? It's really unrealistic at this time. And I've had a lot of people say HR 4117 is going to be added to the spending package, and I've contacted the Energy and Commerce Committee, and what they have been telling me, I haven't talked to them last week since the shutdown, but what they told me is this bill is nowhere on their radar right now. And if you look at the bill right here, pull it up. So HR 4117, the Fuel Emissions Freedom Act, it was introduced on June 24th, and then it was submitted to or referred to the House Committee on Energy and Commerce. Since then, nothing has happened. And people say, oh, it's in review, it's in review. But what scares me and what people aren't getting is there's been other bills that have been sent to the Energy and Commerce Committee, and they're doing nothing. Those bills, actually one in particular we're going to talk about right now, is one that would remove Section 209 of the Clean Air Act and Section 177 of the Clean Air Act, which would strip California their abilities to create their own emission standards and potentially follow federal emission standards, which would be no more CARB numbers, which would be a lot more modifications allowed. Per se, like Arizona, there's in Phoenix and somewhere else. There's 2 areas in Arizona where they do smog inspections. And for the OBD2 vehicles, they don't even look under the hood. They just do a OBD2 check, and if everything passes, it's just fine, which would be awesome if we could do that in California. But the way everything's going right now, it's not. Now, what's the other bill that the Energy and Commerce Committee is looking at? Well, I'm not sure if you guys remember it. This bill is called the Stop Carb Act, HR 2218. What's Stop Carb Act, you might ask? Well, this is it. This is the title. Stop California from Advancing Regulatory Burden Act of 2025. Now, this bill, like I said, would remove Section 209 and Section 177 of the Clean Air Act, which would get everything back to federal standards, or not back, but to federal standards when it comes to emissions testing in California. Awesome, right? But look at this bill. This bill was introduced to the House on March 18th of 2025 and also referred to the Energy and Commerce Committee in the House. Nothing's happened. They didn't add it to the big beautiful bill. These bills would be awesome if they would pass, but just like all these other bills that we're going to be going over, hopefully on a weekly basis, I'll do one bill at a time. It just looks like these are virtue signaling, to where these bills make people happy. It makes the constituents look like the politicians are doing what the people want, and they're going nowhere. If you want something like one of these bills to pass, you need to hit up your congressman. Let them know what you want. Let them know that you support this. Let them know that we have too much emissions regulations here in California, or in a state that follows California regulations, and you guys are tired of it. That's going to be the way to get this to stop. Right now, like I said, I'll put 1,000 roses. Roses, you get it? Because you spin roses at the trailer park when you're getting, not at the trailer park, but at the truck stop, when you're getting lot lizards, they accept roses. You get it? 1,000 roses. I'll put 1,000 roses on that. HR 4117 is not going to be added to the spending package. They are not talking about it in Congress to get it added to the spending package. And 2 months after the spending package is signed, so hopefully whenever the shutdown gets in, we'll have a spending package. 2 months after, I'm going to say, I'll make a prediction. 2 months after the spending package is signed, we are still going to have smog checks in California. We're still going to have carb numbers, and we're still going to have these ridiculous emission standards. So don't get your hopes up too much. Don't be drinking this Kool-Aid too much. And if you want some real factual news, make sure you stay tuned to Scotty's Hobbies. I will be giving you the news that is actually happening, not a bunch of WWE stuff that is fake BS that's never going to happen. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys watching. Thanks for checking out Scotty's Hobbies. Like, subscribe, share, and I will see you guys on the next, hopefully helpful video.